Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum, my dear students. Welcome to your English 101 course. Today we are going in our first lecture to cover three sections: grammar, vocabulary, reading. Hopefully that you are doing all the assignments for your sake, just to get the benefit. Please, if you have any question, just let me know on your Blackboard forums or send it an email to my email. Today we're going to cover the present simple tense negative forms, how to make a negative statement using the present simple, and how to make a question with the present simple. We have also some spelling and pronunciation of final ES and S. And at the end we'll be having kind of a passage to read. Okay? First of all, let us start with our warming up vocabulary. تحماية. أول شيء في عندنا basics. The word basics means the most important things. أساسيات. Generation, a single state in a family history. جيل. Marriage, a state of being husband and wife. الزواج. Average, the normal standard, اللي هو المعدل الوسطي. Either أو either. You can say it in both ways. ممكن تحكوها في الطريقتين. One of the two or so. Two معناها very or so. Barbecue means to prepare meat on fire. Branch, one of the main parts, فرع. Relative, a member of your family, قرابة. Wedding, a marriage ceremony, اللي هو حفلة الزواج نسميها wedding party. We have alternate to do things in turn with another one, اللي هي معنى يبدل تبديل. To argue, discuss angrily, debate. I argue with him, يعني جدال. Picnic is a short journey with food, رحلة قصيرة. Extended means made a larger, to make something larger or longer. هي يمتد أو يكبر. Dialect means accent اللهجة واللكنة. Blog is a website that belongs to a person. Reunion means rejoin. Team means a group of people or a group of, players. What is your favorite team, for example? So this is kind of a question. Traditional family, a family that follow customs, العائلة التقليدية. And usually the traditional families are extended, very large, okay? They have a lot of members, family members, or relatives, okay? Nuclear family, it is a small family, a modern family, okay? Let us do the following exercise to understand the meanings of this vocabulary within the context, okay? First one, I speak English. Okay, here speak is actually is written twice, so just delete one of them. I speak, okay? So instead of speak, you can't say I speaks. It's wrong. He speaks. What? I speak English fluently and Reem does. Neither, so, to, either. And Reem does too. Okay? My in this term is 84.3%. My average is this term, in this term, is 84.3%. All members in families were living in one house, in traditional family. All members in traditional families were living in one house. We went for a picnic by the sea and had a barbecue. And it was a very delicious meal. My uncle and my aunt are called my relatives, قرابة. A group of people playing a sport is called a team. So these are the kind of 6 sentences. So please try to use these words with sentences to understand them. In the final exam, you will be having questions, vocabulary questions, just like this one, Maybe they are the same, who knows? But I will pose some questions like them, okay? They have the same level. Okay, let us start now our work. We already have a warming up exercise. Now we're going to the serious job. Today we're going to talk about simple present. First of all, why do we always talk about verb tenses? Is the time important to you? The importance of time. Verb tenses expresses the time of an event or action. Time and how it is expressed in writing is very important to English readers. Time and how it is expressed in writing is very important to English readers. The English language has 12 different tenses. In this lesson, we will review, actually we will talk about the simple present. Okay? Later on, we will review the meanings of each verb tense. So, let us start with the simple present tense. The simple present tense expresses a habit or often a repeated actions. Habit معناها عادة. Okay? Repeated action. The action can be a habit, a hobby, a daily event, scheduled event, or something that often happens. بالعادة بيحصل. It can also be something a person often forgets or usually does not do. Sometimes we use this adverb of a frequency, such as often, seldom, أو seldom اللي هي معناها نادرا, sometimes أحيانا وفي بعض الوقت, and never أبدا مطلقا. It's negative. All of these are used with this tense, the simple present tense. If you look at this diagram, so when you talk about simple present, you're talking about habits. Habits started in the past and happens now, and it will happen in the future. For example, she goes to work every day, because she goes to work every day. This is a habit. This is repeated actions. We go to work every day. Okay, this is how we can use the simple present. This is one of the uses. Second sentence, they always eat lunch together. We always eat. We always eat. So this is a repeated action. So again, we use the simple present with repeated action. If you look at the form of the verb, right here, it is infinite verbs, but with singular, with the singular subjects, the form of the simple verb change, and we add s or es. We will explain this rule in the coming slides. The present tense. So again, you need to use the simple present tense to tell about things that happen again and again. Look at the sentence. Americans eat turkey on Thanksgiving. وهذا عيد وطني. العيد الوطني عندهم أو عيد ديني. It's repeated action. So they eat, American eat turkey on Thanksgiving. Japanese always bows to others. Japanese always bows to others. bows هو يلقي التحية. Like this one. This is bowing. لاحظوا الآن الفرق في هذه الأشكال. With eat, we don't add s. Why? Because the subject is a plural. With bows, you need to add the s because the subject is singular. This tense also expresses general truths or facts that are timeless. حقائق أو حقائق عامة. For example, snow falls in December in Minnesota. Minnesota is a state in the United States, okay, one of the American states. So snow falls. snow تعامل معاملة المفرد. شكل الفعل، وهذه حقيقة عامة تحدث في ولاية مينيسوتا كل شهر 12 إنه يسقط الثلج. So we use a simple present with حقائق, with general truths. Okay, the second sentence. Water boils at 100 degrees Celsius. Boils لأن الwater صح هي مياه، لكن water is considered singular in English. Snow is considered singular. هذول الثنتين نسميهم non-countable nouns. Non-countable. شو يعني non-countable؟ غير معدود. All non-countable, كل non-countable nouns are singulars. Okay? So water boils at 100 degrees Celsius. وهذه أيضا a general truth or facts. Okay? So again, we use the simple present tense to tell facts. Like this one. Water freezes at 32 degrees. Water freezes. مفرد الwater. Okay? Water freezes at 32 degrees. Triangles have 3 sides. المثلث have 3 sides. استخدمنا have. ليه ما استخدمنا has؟ لأنه triangles جمع. have تأخذ بس الجمع. بينما لو بدنا نستخدم has لازم نحكي triangle. هذا اللي لازم نحكيه. Okay? Let us move. Also use the simple present with daily customs. العادات اليومية. Like, see this woman for example, she usually works in her basket after dinner. لاحظوا وين الفعل works. Simple present. لاحظوا أضفنا الأس لأنه الفاعل مفرد she. He usually drinks tea after a meal. Drinks أضفنا الأس لأنه هي. هذه عادات يومية. هو يشرب دائما الشاي بعد الطعام ووجبات الطعام. They go to dance every Sunday. Every Sunday كل أحد. It's a daily custom. It's a daily habit. أيضا every is one of the signs that indicates the sentence is used in simple present with the simple present or present simple. It's the same. They take a walk with their son every day. لاحظوا ما أضفنا اس. لماذا؟ لأنه ذي جمع. هنا ما أضفنا es للجو لأنه ذي جمع. Okay? Let us do a kind of the exercises. She, her mother in the house. Help, does not help, not help, does not help. She does not help. This is the answer. Does, لأنه she تأخذ does. Okay? والنفي does, doesn't. Okay? هذه الجملة خطأ لأنه فيها s. بعد doesn't الفعل لازم يكون مجرد ما عليه أي إضافة. Number 2. The men, their work in the best way. Do not do. Men جمع والجمع باخذ do. لما ننفي do نعمل don't. حكينا بعد do و does أو doesn't or don't الفعل لازم يكون مجرد ودو هنا مجردة. ما نقدر نحكي the men does لأنه does تعامل it comes with the singular subject. Doesn't do أيضا doesn't تأتي مع singular subject. Don't إيش؟ لو حكينا the women or the men don't their work in the best way، هذا wrong sentence. لازم يكون بعد don't في verb، وهذا الفيرب لازم يكون infinitive مجرد، لازم يكون مجرد ما عليه أي إضافات. واضح؟ number 3 my brothers doesn't smoke nowadays. doesn't smoke. my brothers جمع و doesn't مفردة، إذن مش my brothers. you doesn't خطأ. my father doesn't صحيحة because my father is singular. I doesn't خطأ لأنه نحكي I don't. number 4 they play football every week. هذا question. do they play football every week؟ صحيحة لأنه they جمع و do جمع. ما بنقدر نحكي does لأنه they جمع و does تأتي مع المفرد. are ما بنقدر نستخدمها لأنه play مش فيها ing. لو كان play playing لكان الجواب الصح are، لكن هي ليست ing. done أيضا خاطئة. it cannot be at the beginning of a sentence or a question. why he always come late. why does لأنه هي مفرد. لماذا مش is خطأ لأنه come لو كانت coming كان is هو الجواب الصحيح. واضح؟ okay. how to make negative statements with simple present. in simple present دائما بنستخدم to make negative statement verb to do لكن نفي. we use contraction like don't مع الجمع و does not مع المفرد or doesn't. you can say does not or doesn't. here it's pronounced as doesn't. so we use these contractions for negative statements in speaking or in formal writing. some women do not wear a lot of makeup. ليش don't؟ or some women don't wear a lot of makeup. ليش don't؟ because women is a plural. this is a plural جمع plural subject. لاحظوا الفعل ما بعد don't جاء infinitive verb مجرد ما عليه إضافات. نشوف الجملة الثانية. Maria does not eat pizza. Maria does not eat pizza. لاحظوا doesn't. ليش doesn't؟ ليش مش don't؟ لأنه ماريا singular subject. هي عبارة عن singular subject فاعل مفرد. لاحظوا الفعل بعد doesn't جاء مجرد، هذه لازم تنتبهوا لها. الفعل بعد don't و doesn't لازم يكون مجردين. okay. so this is how you make a negative statement in English, specifically with the simple present. so these sentences are simple present but these are negative statements جمل سلبية نستخدم فيها don't و doesn't. don't مع الجمع و doesn't مع المفرد. so if you look at here negative and question forms, so we use does with the third person of auxiliary do plus infinitive of the verb. لازم يكون بعد does و do الفعل infinitive مجرد. infinitive معناتها مجرد يعني ما عليه أي إضافة. he wants نحكي he wants. الأس لماذا أضفناه هنا؟ لأنه هي مفرد. does he want هنا في الquestion. does he want ما حكينا do he want غلط. لازم does he want. في النفي he does not want. he does not want. okay. how to form questions. After we finished with how to make a negative statement, now we are moving to how to make or to form questions with a simple present. We have two forms. We have two forms. A, doesn't, when the verb, we use doesn't when the verb ends with S in a sentence. For example, Kamal lives in an apartment. وين الفعل؟ lives. شو بنتهي؟ في S. إذا لازم نستخدم does. فشو بنحكي؟ Does Kamal live in an apartment? Does Kamal live in an apartment? ليه استخدمنا does؟ لأنه الفعل في الجملة كان في الأصل مضاف إله S. لكن لما نيجي نحول الجملة ل question نعمل does Kamal live؟ الأس تحذف. in an apartment. شو الإجابة بتكون؟ yes he does أو no he doesn't. في النفي. الآن نعمل WH question. Where does Kamal live؟ فقط أضفنا where للمكان، لأنه apartment مكان لازم نسأل بwhere. Where does Kamal live؟ in an apartment. لاحظوا أيضا الفعل هنا we delete the S. Okay, we use don't in B when the verb is infinitive without to. Without to. Verb is infinitive without to. We live in an apartment. وين الفعل؟ live. ليه ما أضفنا له S؟ لأنه في جمع. فلاحظوا live the فعل the verb does not have S. Okay, so when we ask yes no question we put do you live in an apartment. ما حكينا does you live لأنه في الأصل في الجملة كانت live مجردة، فبنحكي do you live in an apartment. ما بنقدر نحكي does you، لازم do you. Where do you live؟ we live in an apartment. هذه الثالثة. So this is how we form a question in English. Okay? So simply speaking, we have here what we have taken in the previous slides. The affirmative means a جملة positive, does not have a negative. فبحكي I think. لما بدي أعمل سؤال interrogative معناها question. Question. Do I think? A negative, I don't think. You think? Do you think? You don't think. He, she, it thinks. Does he think? He, she does not think. We think. Do we think? We don't think. You think. Do you think? You don't think. Okay? So just look at this chart again and again to understand what is the affirmative sentence with a simpler present, how can we make a negative statement, and how can we form a question or interrogatives or a question using the simple present, using do and does. Okay, now here we have kind of a short exercise for what we have covered. Do, don't, does, doesn't. So the use of do, don't, does, doesn't. This is how to make negative statement in a simple present. Excuse me, you speak English. Do you speak English? Okay, do you ما حكينا does لأنه you تاخذ do. Where is Anna? I don't know. George is a good tennis player, but he doesn't play. لاحظوا play ما جاءت فيها S. Write questions for the answers. I work in a bank. Where do you work? هذا السؤال. Where do you work? نحكي I work in a bank. واحد ما بيصير يعني مش منطقي واحد يسأل نفسه do I work? Where do I work? Okay, so where do you work? I work in a bank. And please do this one and number 3 by yourself. Make questions for these two statements. Now we have the spelling rules for simple present. We have some spelling rules. Okay, put an S or ES ending on third person singular. Third person شو يعني third person singular؟ he وشي وات. وين ما وجدناهم كفاعل الفعل لازم نضيف له إما S أو ES. لاحظوا الآن he needs a shirt. She wants. It catches. بس ليش أضفنا هنا ES؟ الآن منوضح ذلك. أول شيء use a present simple third person singular he, she, it. In the third person singular the verb always end in S. هذه القاعدة الأولى. He knows, she wants, she needs. Okay, لكن we add ES to verbs ending in pronunciation in like is. So we add ES to verbs ending in X. الفعل كان في الأساس fix لأنه انتهى في X بنضيف له ES. نحكي he fixes. هنا نفس الشيء push إذا انتهت في ash or SH so we add ES. It pushes. He passes إذا انتهت في double S أو إذا انتهت في CH أو O. نحكي he catches. هذا المثال اللي كان قبل شوي he catches أضفنا ال ES لأنه انتهت الكلمة في CH و he goes لأنه فيها O نضيف إلها ES. So we add ES to verbs ending in X, H, double S, H, O. And you should pay attention to the pronunciation. All of them are pronounced like Z. فبنحكي he fixes, it pushes, he passes, she catches, he goes. He fixes, it pushes, passes, catches, goes. So it's pronounced like Z. اللفظ تاعها. أيضا we have another rule for the simpler present. Verbs ending in Y, the third person. شو هو third person حكينا؟ he, she, أو it. Changes Y into IES. مثلا fly نحكي he flies نشطب الواي and we add IES. هذه في الأصل IES كانت Y. لكن لما نحكي he أو she أو it flies we delete the Y and we add IES. cry تصبح cries. لاحظوا الجملة هاي. Yeah, for example, he flies to USA. He flies to USA. لماذا IES؟ لأنه كان في عندنا a third person he. A third person he. لكن we have some exceptions. هذه الإكسبشن معناها الاستثناء في القاعدة هذه. if there is a vowel before the Y فقط بنضيف S. لاحظوا في هذه الكلمة صح انتهت في Y لكن قبلها حرف علة. ما هي حروف العلة؟ اللي هي ال A وال E وال I وال U وال O. هذه حروف علة في الإنجليزي. إذا كانت وقعت ما قبل Y فقط بنضيف S. يعني غلط نعمل هيك، هذه خطأ مغلوطة. pray the same thing، أو pray with E إذا أضفنا إلها الأس لازم تصبح هكذا praise. أوكي، فهذا هو استثناء يعني هنا. We have some irregular forms. I want you to pay attention to the verb have, do, and go. These verbs are not regular with a third person singular. Have, has. So with the third person like he, we said he has a new shirt. ما حكينا he have لأنه حكينا has تأخذها هي لأنها مفردة وهي مفرد. Okay. بينما have بنستخدمها they have a big house. استخدمنا have لأنه they. Okay. بينما do مع third person singular تنحكى does. So she does the work. She does أضفنا ال es does لأنه she is a singular subject. لكن نستخدم ذو لو حكينا they do the work. إذا كان الفاعل مفرد جمع عفوا نستخدم do. إذا كان مفرد نستخدم does. أما go تصبح goes with the third person singular forms. Okay, so he goes to a school. So we have covered today the simple present and the spelling rules. Okay, for now we're going to read the following. We're going to read this passage. It's actually in interaction, page 47. Let us read together. Families in almost every country are changing. هذه تجدوها في كتابكم الانتراكشن صفحة 47. Families in almost every country are changing. This is true in rich countries and poor ones. It is true in Africa, the Americas, Asia, and Europe. All over the world, families are getting smaller. In North Africa, in the past, many people lived in extended families. 50 to 200 people lived together in a group of houses. These were all family members, grandparents, aunts, uncle, cousins, children, and grandchildren. But now, this traditional family is breaking into smaller groups. The traditional family in Mexico was also big. One generation ago, the average Mexican woman had 7 children. 7 children. Today, she has an average of only 2.5 children. Now, without so many children, families do not need to spend so much money on basics. Basics such as food, clothing, and housing. Here we have a group of questions. I'm going to answer them so quickly, so please pay attention and do it at home and try to memorize all the vocabularies I have provided you with. The underlined word once, if we go back right here, it actually refers to countries. So we put a circle around countries. Food and clothing are basics, the most important things, أساسيات. The underlined pronoun she refers to a Mexican woman. How many children did a Mexican woman have? We said 2.5. You should use a scanning. Once you use a scanning right here, you just go You don't need to read the whole passage. You just go to numbers. Is there any number right there except 2.5? This is what we call scanning. To scan, you're looking for a specific number or date or name, as we have learned in lots of classes. What happened to the traditional family? I want you to go back to the same passage, okay, right here, and just find out the answer. Okay? And here we have some activities for you. I want you to ask your friends question about what they do at different times in their daily customs. What are their habits or hobbies? Just ask questions like, what time do you get up? When do your brothers go to bed? And I want you to write them down and please share it. Share it with us on Blackboard forums. Okay? Because once you do sharing, you will get some grades. Okay? Here also we have exercise for the simple present, our main point today for today's class. And here also for the spelling and pronunciation rules. Finally, I would like to say thank you so much, and I will see you next time. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.